All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Um, my name is Nobu Onyuku. I'm a cybersecurity engineer and cloud security analyst. I'll be having you guys on the class section of lesson 4, and which is what is ethical hacking and a comprehensive guide to ethical hacking. All right, let's dive in. The term hacker was coined to describe experts who use their skills to develop mainframe systems, increasing their efficiency and allowing them to multitask. Nowadays, the term routinely describes skilled programmers who gain unauthorized access into computer systems by exploiting weaknesses or using bugs motivated either by malice or mischief. For example, a hacker can create algorithm to crack passwords, penetrate network, or even disrupt network services. The primary motive of malicious slash unethical hacking involves stealing valuable information or financial gain. However, not all hacking is bad. This brings us to the second type of hacking, ethical hacking. So, what is ethical hacking and why do we need it? And in this article, I'll be teaching you guys all about what ethical hacking and more. Now, what is ethical hacking? In my slide there, in my own definition, ethical hacking is an unauthorized practice of detecting vulnerability in an application system or organization's infrastructure and bypassing system security to identify potential data breaches and threats in a network. Ethical hackers aim to investigate the system or network for weak points that malicious hackers can exploit or destroy. They can improve the security footprint to withstand attacks better or divert them. The company that owns the system or network allows cybersecurity engineers to perform such authority activity in order to test the system's defenses. Thus, unlike malicious hacking, this process is planned, approved, and more importantly, legal. Now, ethical hackers aim to investigate the system or network for weak points that malicious hackers can exploit or destroy. They collect and analyze the information to figure out ways to strengthen the security of the system network applications. By doing so, they can improve the security footprint so that it can better withstand attacks or divert them. Now, ethical hackers are hired by organizations to look into the vulnerabilities of their systems and network and develop solutions to prevent data breaches. Consider it as high-tech permutation of the old saying, it takes a thief to catch what? A thief. Now, this slide contains the advantages of ethical hackers in an organization. Now, the advantages, one of it is detect security threats. Another thing is increase productivity. We have guard reputation of the company. We have inspires customer confidence and protection for the customers of clients. Now, when we talk about detect security threats, we talked about increased productivities. We'll talk about guard reputation of the company. All these things we know the understanding about. Then we'll talk about inspires customers confidence. Now, let me just explain only this inspires customer confidence. Now, in the sense that people take their money to the bank because of the security measures in the banks. If not, people will just be saving monies in their homes. But then they believe that there is more security in the banks, which means their money is more safe in the bank. And when you want it, you have access to it. That means you are inspiring the customer's confidence. You understand? You've made them believe that they are secure, that attacks cannot come their way. Now, they check for key vulnerability include but are not limited to. Now, these are the functions or kind of what these people do, ethical hackers do. Now, injection attacks, changes in security settings, exposure of sensitive data, breach in authentication protocols, components used in the system or network that may be used as access points. Now, now, as you have an idea of what ethical hacking, it's time to have a recap of types of hackers. This is something we said earlier on, so but let's just have a recap of it. Common types of attacks. We have denial of service. We call it DOS. Now, DOS is an attack used to restrict a user to access the resources by flooding the traffic that is used to access resources. Now, we have common types of attack. We have the denial of service, which is the DOS. Now, example of it is password attack. Now, the attacker tries to crack the password of the user using different password cracking techniques. Now, this denial of service is kind of password attack. This is a situation whereby the attacker tries to crack the password of the user using different password cracking techniques. Don't worry, we'll still get to the techniques. Now, in also the denial of service, we have password attack, man in the middle. Now, in this scenario now, when we'll be talking about this man in the middle, the attacker secretly alters the communication between two parties who believe they are directly communicating with each other. Now, if you see this diagram here, this is the denial of service, this password attack, this is man in the middle. Now it alters. If for instance A and B are communicating, now A is sending something to B, unknown to them there is another man inside the middle. Instead of A to go to B direct, it will now pass through another way before getting to the B. That is the man in the middle attack. Now we have what we call email attack. Now, this email attack, the attacker sends bots often in the form of an email. It encourages people to share their details. Now, this email attack we are talking about now, the attacker sends an email. We all know what email is. The attacker will send an email. Once you open the email that was sent to you, you find out that that email comprises of many viruses or some malicious acts in the email. Then we have what we call SQL injection. Now, as the name suggests, SQL injection allows hackers to inject malware into SQL statements. This one is self-explanatory. We have what we call eavesdropping attack. Now, let's calm down and understand this eavesdropping attack. Now, attacker observes the traffic on your system and the work you are doing on your computer. Now, the attacker will just be there. Whatever conversation you are doing, that's why sometimes you see people calling your password, penetrating into your account. Now, they've sent an SQL injection that is kind of eavesdropping what is happening. You understand? Now, this process it works in the sense that, let's just say, husband and wife in their room discussing, believing that no one is hearing them, believing that they are the only one in that room that particular moment. Now, unknown to them, somebody, the maid, is on the door listening with the ear. The maid is not seeing them, but the maid is listening. So in that act, whatever they are doing, anything they are saying, the maid is saying it. If they are saying, okay, the password to my ATM card is 1369, the maid has heard it. Now, once they drop that ATM, the maid can go there and pick the ATM and use it. That's what we call eavesdropping attack. Now, a recap of types of hackers. We said earlier on that we have the black hat, the grey hat, the white hat, and suicide hackers. Now, the black hat, these are individuals with extraordinary computing skills resulting to malicious or destructive activity. We said it in context one. We also have individual, this is the grey hat. These are individuals who work both offensively and defensively at various times. We have white hat hackers. These are individuals professing hacker skills and using them for defensive purposes, and also known as security analysts. Now we have the suicide hackers. We've already said it, so let me just rush it due to time. We have the suicide hackers. Now, these suicide hackers are individuals who aim to bring critical infrastructure for the cause and are not worried about facing all terms of any other punishment. I don't know if you guys understand this now. Or all right, if you guys want me to reframe it. Now, the thing there for my explanation, I was talking about the black hackers. Now, black hackers are individuals with extraordinary computing skills resulting to malicious or destructive activities. Now, we have the grey hackers. These are individuals who work both offensively and defensively at various times. We also have the white hackers. Now, when we talk about the white hackers, these people are the good men. They call them the good men. These are individuals professing hacker skills and using them for defensive purposes, and also known as security analysts. Now we have the suicide hackers. These are the most baddest of us, badass niggas. These are individuals who aim to bring down critical infrastructure from for a cause and not worried about facing jail terms or any other punishment. Now, in this case now, we'll be talking about another types of hackers. We have the script kiddies, we have the cyber terrorists, we have the state-sponsored hacker, and we have the hackervists. Now, when we talk about the script kiddies, an unskilled hacker who compromises systems by running scripts, tools, and software developed by real hackers. Now, these script kidders, these people now, they have no knowledge of coding. They don't code. Even if they don't code, they sabi, make I speak am for gram for pidgin English. They sabi am. Now, all they are doing is they will bring codes, gather lots of codes, send it to them, and it will be causing traffic to the internet. And to me, I fear this type of people, because these people can do something without knowing that they are doing it. That's just it. Now, we have the people they call the cyber terrorists. These are individuals with wide range of skills, motivated by malicious or political beliefs to create fear by a large scale of disruption of computer network. We have state-sponsored hackers. These are individuals employed by the government to penetrate and gain top-secret information and to dominate information system of other governments. Now, these one are people who the states are training. Like every state have their own cyber security learners. Us, I can remember then when we were being trained in Enugu State cyber security to learn cyber security. That was my first time, the first people that taught me cyber security. Now, these people are people sponsoring people to secure the information of the states. Now, we have the hacktivists. Now, these are individuals who promote political agenda by hacking, especially defacing or disabling websites. Now, we all know what happened to INEC. Now, people penetrated into database of the beavers, hack it and get the information they needed. Now, when the need arises, these people can provide the real information. They can provide real information of what happened in this election, but you must pay them. They are the people that are called the hackervists. Even though this INEC are doing all these things, I believe there are many persons who have hacked into their account and have the original INEC database results. Now, when you meet this type of people, they are the type of persons that once you meet them, they will pay you huge amount of money, and give you the database. Whether good or right is none of their business. Now, we were talking about phases of ethical hacking. Now, we'll be talking about the phases of ethical hacking. Now, ethical hacking is of different phases. The first one we'll be talking about recognizance. This phase has all the steps to gather evidence and information on the targets you want to attack. Now, this is the process of trying to get information. If you are mounting, if now this is just the process of gathering information. If you are mounting an attack, these are the phases. One, recognizance. The second one is scanning. The third one is gaining access to what you're doing. The fourth one is maintain access, and the fifth one is cover your tracks. Now, recognizance. We talked about recognizance. This is the phase. This phase has all the steps to gather evidence and information on the targets you want to attack. Then when we talked about scanning, this take the information you gathered to recon and actively apply tools and techniques to collect more in-depth information on targets. Then when I talked about gaining access, in this phase, accurate attacks are leveled against the targets enumerated in the second phase. Now, the first phase we talked about is maintain access. In this phase, hackers ensure that they have a way to hack into the compromised system after they have gained access. Now, it's time for them to maintain their access. In this phase, the hackers kind of trying to maintain the access they already have in the third stage. So that's it. Now, lastly, they cover the tracks. After they have recognized, they have scanned, they have gained access, they have maintained access, and they try to cover the tracks. Attackers try to conceal their sources and avoid detection by security professionals. Now, these things are what phases of ethical hacking. Now, we'll be talking about the white hackers versus the black hackers. Now, many a time, many people have reached out to me. They were like, Nobu, these white hackers and black hackers, what's the difference? So now, because of this, I said, okay, a time will come when I will gather much information and put people through on it. But thank God we have the opportunity to learn it now, at least. Now, when we talk about the white hackers and the black hackers, the best way to differentiate between white hat and black hat hackers is by taking a look of their motives. Now, black hackers are motivated by malicious intent, like they are motivated by bad things, bad mindset, manifested by personal gains, profits, or harassment. Whereas white hackers seeks out remedy, vulnerabilities, so as to prevent hacks from taking advantage. You understand? Now, for me now, people ask me, Nobu, are you a white hacker or a dark hacker or a gray hacker or hackavist? Um, okay, let me just say to me now, I'm neither dark nor gray. So you can just think of the hacktivists and the white hackers. So let me leave that up to you for now. Now, the other way to draw distinction between white hack and black hackers include techniques used. Now, let's talk about the techniques used by hackers. White hackers duplicate the techniques and method followed by malicious hackers in order to find out system discrepancies, replicating all the later steps to find out how system attack occurred or may occur. If they find weak point in the system or network, they report it immediately and fix the flaw. Now, we'll talk about legality. Even though white hacking follows the same techniques and hackers as black hat hacking, only one is legally acceptable. Black hat hackers break law by penetrating system without what consent. Now we'll talk about the ownership. The ownership now. White hackers are employed by organizations to penetrate their system and detect security issues. Black hackers neither own the system nor work for someone who owns it. Now, for instance, now I can remember then, I think that was November last year, when one company like that reached out to some of my guys, including me as a team. They call us solution team. They reached out to us that they want us to come into their company, try and penetrate into their company and stuff like that. These are white hackers. Now, the essence of them calling us is, if we're able to find out vulnerabilities, we'll close it for them because they paid us to do it. We are sourcing for vulnerability in their company. Now, in that essence, when we find vulnerability, we will close the vulnerability. Now, dark hackers will not have the vulnerability, will not have access to it again because we have seen it and we have closed it. But if it's for dark hackers, or more, if they jam am, Oyo is your case. All right. Now, what are the roles and responsibilities of ethical hackers? All right. So, sorry, I had to attend to something very, very crucial and important. All right. We're talking about what are the roles and responsibility of an ethical hacking. Now, ethical hackers must follow certain guidelines in order to perform hacking legally. A good hacker knows his or her responsibility and adheres to all the ethical guidelines. Here are the most important rules for ethical hacking. Now, an ethical hacker must seek authorization from the organization that owns the system. Hackers should obtain complete approval before performing any security assessment on the system or network. Determine the scope of the assessment and make known their plan to the organization. Report any security breaches and vulnerability found in the system or network. Keep their discoveries confidential as their purpose is to secure the system or network. Ethical hackers should agree to and respect their non-disclosure agreement. This is what we talked about CIA triad in contextual confidentiality, accessibility, and so now we talked about erase all traces of the hack after checking the system for any vulnerability. It prevents malicious hackers from entering the system through the identified loopholes. Key benefits of ethical hacking, skills required to be ethical hacking. We'll talk this in the other list sections. What is ethical hacking and why? What is it used for? These are frequently asked questions we've been getting from people and stuff like that. So that's it. All right. Now let's talk about the conclusion. Ethical hacking is a challenging area of study as it requires mastery of everything that makes up system or network. This is why certification have become popular among aspiring ethical hackers. This article has helped you understand what is ethical hacking and the roles and responsibilities of ethical hackers. Now, if you are planning to step into the world of cybersecurity, you can easily jump in with the relevant ethical hacking certification, and you can advance your career in cybersecurity in the following ways. Certified individual, known as to design, build, and maintain secure business environment. These are just certification when what someone needs. In today's world, cybersecurity has become a trending topic for increasing interest among many businesses, with malicious hackers finding newer ways to breach the defenses of network almost every day. The role of ethical hackers has become increasingly important across all sectors. It has created plethora of opportunity for cybersecurity professionals and has inspired individuals to take up ethical hacking as their career. So if you have ever considered the possibilities of getting into the cybersecurity domain or even just upscaling, this is the perfect time to do so. And of course, the most efficient way of accomplishing this is by getting certified in ethical hacking. And the best way to do that is to let us help you achieve it. All right. Thank you. I think this will be the end of the section today, the afternoon section. Thank you.